Now, you've been traveling to Thailand for
Yes.
quite some time.
Yes.
As it's so close to Australia.
Sure.
What is it about Thailand that's kind of brought you to live here? How did you
Sure.
make that decision?
Sure.
And to go more in depth on that question,
Yeah.
tell us that the day, if you can recall, of like, fuck it, I'm going.
Sure. So pre-pandemic, the idea had already been in my mind for some time. As much as I love Australia and I appreciate Australia for everything it's done for me, I kind of felt like that there had to be more. And this is a sentiment shared by many people in Australia, but also many people across the Western world. I think that a lot of the things that made our countries amazing, a lot of those values of, particularly of freedom, are eroding, unfortunately. And then, of course, there's things like the cost of living, and which makes life even more prohibitive. But you know, I had this yearning for something else. And then prior to COVID, I did my first true, I guess, finding out trip to Bali. Didn't really like Bali. And my second one was to Thailand, but then the border shut. So my first trip post-COVID was to Thailand, which was last year. And within a week of me being here, even though I was way up north with wifey's family, I realized that this is probably the place that I wanted to be. You know, there's something in the air here. There's something in the land. The people are beautiful. The weather plays a big role for me. I like the warmer temperatures. Cost of living, obviously, can be a lot more affordable, and you can do things that you probably can't do in our countries. Obviously, the legalization of cannabis played a factor in my decision. But also in my case as well is I'm excited about doing a lot of events and things that I've been doing wearing my nightclub festival promoter in Australia and Spain, because I did do some work over there as well. I'm excited to do some of those things here because it's a playground, you know.
Do you see yourself kind of setting up an events company and getting more heavily involved in
Most
Thailand?
definitely, yeah.
Or what's your like timeline and horizon for that plan?
Sure. So my flagship brand in Australia called Candy with a K, I brought that to Thailand. In Australia, again, quite prohibitive. So there's not much we can do over there except run nightclubs and boat parties and festivals and things, which is amazing in itself. But I feel like in Thailand, there's so much more that can be done. And yeah, so I'm hoping that in the next 6 months, and even this high season, there's already talks. I'm really tempted to say some of the things that we're talking about, but I won't be doing it right now because I don't want to jinx it. And I look forward maybe to coming back one day and sharing some of those achievements or some of those cool things. But yeah, very much so. I think there's a lot that can be done here. I think Phuket is amazing in so many ways. But I think if you look at Bali as an example, which has taken an island which is nowhere near as complete, nowhere near as beautiful, nowhere near as developed as Phuket, and they've turned it into quite a destination when it comes to particularly nightlife, with all the beach clubs and everything.
If you enjoyed this content, we're doing 5 clips like this a week. If you want to watch the full podcast, click here.